Welcome everybody. This is Rekha Kurup going live on She Stands Tall project, continuing our exploration of saying no and the conversation around saying no. And this week we're entering into a more enriching, empowering experience, not just of the personal stories, but also about developing learning tools that can support us to claim our no's, to say the no. So this week's is about how to develop the art of saying no. Hey Kritija, wonderful to see you here, and I'm assuming you're joining from UK. So hi, and so today we have a very special guest. So this entire week, starting from today till Sunday, we will be speaking with therapists, life coach, women's spirituality, body sexuality, relationship guides and experts on how in their work do they support their clients with the ability of claiming the no. What does it mean to claim the no? Yeah, so today we have with us one of my really close friends, Deepa Mahesh, and she is the founder of the Poorna Well Being. So today's theme is actually how to develop the art of saying no to claim one's whole well-being. Poorna means whole. So we're going to chat with Deepa, and Deepa practices as an integral well-being life coach and an expressive arts facilitator. She uses a wide variety of tools from expressive arts therapy tools like movement, visual arts, story making. She's also an eurythmics facilitator. She uses gestalt work. So there's a lot of work that she integrates in her practice, and she has a psycho-spiritual approach. So it's bringing together of psychology and spirituality. And so yes, I'm very excited to enter into this chat today with Deepa on her own journey of claiming no in her life, and also as a life coach and life skills expert. How does she work with clients, and what are the obstacles that people usually face in saying no? What is that? So we're going to go into a little bit of that kind of conversation, so different from our previous talks, and I hope that those who are watching can learn some tools and tips, and you can ask your questions. So maybe if you have any questions as you hear us, please type them, and I'm going to keep a watchful eye for it, and we will take up those questions. So I'm just going to check if our guest is here, and let me send her an invitation. Give me a second. Welcome, Niharika. I saw that few folks joined. Poorna. There is Poorna Well Being. Hold on one second. There I see, and let me see. Yes. The invitation. And let's see. Yes.
Hi.
Deepa, wonderful to have you here. This is so fun.
In fact, I'm going live after a long time, so I'm so happy.
Wonderful to have you here. So I just took, I
Thank
don't know
you.
if you were there, I just introduced you. And so to this week, as you know, we, the initiative is always very intriguing for people, right? Because always you hear about the yes mind, yes, and and when we start talking about no, it suddenly starts becoming like, what is that? But there's now so many books have been written on the power of no and saying no
Mm.
and things like that. Uh, so shall we, is there anything that, uh, did I miss something in the introduction, or is there a way that you would like to add something to what I said, or are we ready to
I
go?
think I missed the introduction, but I'm good. I'm just waiting. This
Okay,
is
so
so
then let's
wonderful.
yeah, so then let's get into the juiciness of our conversation, you know. So my first question, you know, is like, how was the experience because of recording the 1 minute? I saw that you also put a post on that of how that experience was quite powerful for you. So I just would like to hear, and I'm sure, you know, maybe it'll inspire more people to send me a 1 minute no, you know, saying no. So yeah, how was it for
Yeah,
you?
yeah, sure, sure. So yesterday when Rekha, you shared, that I need to record a video, I went back to all your Instagram posts and looked at what you're really asking. And I think I stayed with it last night. This morning,
Right.
because you said that 9K pehle I need to do it. So I think I was preparing my inner to do that. It didn't come very naturally when I started. And I'm like, 1 minute really? How are the ways? And I said, let me not think about it and let me just be in it. So I chose a place. It was a very interesting experience, where I chose to sit, and I really engaged and immersed in the experience. And you know me, Rekha, I
Yes,
wouldn't do
yeah.
anything for a day. So,
Right. Yeah.
so it was so interesting that I couldn't stop. And then I realized, oh my, it's 1 plus. I didn't even see it. I think it's 1.5, more than 1.5 minutes.
More than
And
one
in
and a
my
half
mind, I'm
minutes.
like, yeah. Then Instagram should have been a one less than 1 minute post, but I say it was so authentic. It was so natural, and I felt that my whole body was vibrating. And it was not coming from ego. It was not coming from an act that I had to do. It was not coming because I'm generally natural in videos. It was not coming even for the video. It was not coming for the viewer. It was not coming for any post. It was coming from the depth of my being. And when I was saying it, I could imagine my body moving. Like if I stood up and I would have said it differently. I imagine lying down and saying it, standing up and saying it, dancing and saying it. And then I played back my video just to look at it. And there were
Yeah.
moments when I was saying a no to my child. So I had, things were coming up.
You
So
imagine,
uh,
see, there's different
I would
scenarios that was
imagine,
coming in.
yeah, it was building up. And some didn't. In some cases, especially with children, I was remembering chocolate khana and this and that. And
Right.
I would say, feeling that even though I was smiling, there is an inherent essence, I was saying it with firmness and clarity. And even when I was not speaking, there were times when I was just saying the no with my eyes. My gaze was saying a no, and
Yeah.
it was a no. And it brought back, honestly, after that, for about half an hour, I
Yeah.
watched my own video about 10 times, and then throughout the day, many more times. I was so fascinated. So fascinated, yes. And then I made the post because I
Yeah.
felt like anything that inspires me must be known to people,
Yes.
and you won't believe it, Rekha, the number of calls I received and people responded to it.
Yeah.
Genuinely, people responded saying, "This is wow." Uh,
Yeah.
it speaks. When I'm genuine, it just speaks. It touches people. So I can't thank you enough for having, making me do this. It was so
Yeah.
beautiful. What an experience it was.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure those who are watching, they, you know, sometimes unless you say it, because I know many couldn't say it. It's very difficult to say it. And like how you had this initial hesitation of, but then when you go and there's a power to that shows up
Yeah.
in your own self. And so,
Yeah.
so thank you so much, you know, for who you are and how you embrace and enter into every experience, you know, and My next question for you would be, how has it been in your own life, your own journey of claiming your no? So we'll go into the personal and then we'll go into the professional, so your own
Yes,
journey
yes,
of,
yes,
finding your nose in your life, and
yes.
how has that been, and,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
would you, yeah,
In fact, I actually, when I was playing back my videos, this
yeah,
was, I was thinking about it. If it was
yeah,
1 year back, Rekha, I do not think I would have been able to say it.
yeah,
1 year back, I was in a transition.
yeah,
And 2 years back, I was in the yes, yes, and of course, yes. So there
yeah,
was no, actually, there was no in my life. And today whole day actually I was in this reflection.
yeah,
Background mein this was going on. And
yeah,
I realized that in my childhood now, honestly, no means disobedience. And
mm,
I don't think a no had any space in my life. And
yeah,
and if I disobey, then I get either I'm not loved is what I would feel, because I
right,
would be
right,
pushed away, and that's not okay for me. So, and
right,
also coming from a Brahmin culture, I mean,
yeah,
nothing against the culture. Right now, I know how to stay with it and
yeah,
live in it peacefully. But
yeah,
being from there were lots of no's told to me. I
yeah,
have to be this way. I have to not be this way. I remember once asking the Brahmin that I was carrying my second baby, and I asked him, why should I not go during the eclipse outside? And he
yeah,
got so worried at me that how come you disobey and then you're asking me a question back? So in a
yeah,
sense, my no was taken, and I then everybody scolded me, saying, "How can you dare say it?" I was just asking a very simple question. It was
right,
out of
right,
innocence. It
yeah,
was nothing to do anything about it. So it was. I don't think there was any scope for no. So I actually never learned that I could say a no.
yeah,
And second thing I remember after I got married, no, I really had a wonderful mother-in-law. So
yeah,
she was so loving. I've never met a woman like her, like such a gorgeous woman, so beautiful in her being. So whatever she says, I would do it, because itna love I have never ever received in my life from any damn person.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and you know what she would tell me? She would tell me in Tamil, she would tell me, but I'm just translating it. She would tell me, Deepa will never say a no. It's just that not everything will get done. So, and today I realized that that was my way of silently saying a no. I figured
yeah,
it out today. So it was
yeah,
so amazing that I actually said a no, and I know many things I've not done, many things I didn't
yeah,
agree, but I don't have the courage to really say no and then do it. It's hard for me. So, and
yeah,
in my heart, I'm a free spirited person. So
right,
how do you balance this carefree, free spirited person to
yeah,
this it was very hard for me. It was confusing. It was hard. I didn't know how to say it.
right, yeah. And
And
how has, and what supported you into that journey, or
in
what?
the
Yeah,
journey, yeah, absolutely. So, I think when I underwent coaching, and
yeah,
when my coach held unconditional space, because she also had, you attract a coach you attract a person who supports us, who've gone through the journey. So
yeah,
in her unconditional, space, that I actually figured that I actually can have boundaries, and I can be, I can say a no, but it was not easy. I
yeah,
think I still lingered with, but how do I do it? But there were so many buts.
yeah,
But I think one day I made a decision, not anymore. And I think that flavor came also in the video today. And I think one thing I told myself, ye nahi chalega. So this is my nara, I would say,
yeah,
that ye nahi chalega. This will not do anymore. I'm not going to take this shit anymore. And
right,
but saying it again is not enough. It was
yeah,
confusing. It was fearful, very fearful, not easy at all.
yeah,
And sometimes I would say no with ego, just
yeah,
bolne ke liye, just to say,
yeah,
because I don't have the muscle to, I don't know how to do it. So it's like a new
right,
toy. Yes, I figured it, but how to use it?
yeah.
And today I say it effortlessly. And I think I won't lose anything if I say I only gain the other person's respect and
Yeah,
authenticity and mine. And I have won
yeah,
myself, in by saying the no. So
right.
this is really, and seeing through this video made me
Yeah,
say, yes, the transition is complete.
yeah. Yeah, so beautiful, so powerful, and I also see that, that our saying no is also our own journey of becoming our own person. It's also
Yeah,
the journey of us maturing, becoming the adult that we are here to be. So I think the child in us, that journey of the child growing up and becoming the adult and knowing that I
yeah,
can claim who I'm here to be. And so as you're sharing that, it's just that journey, and somehow no has a big role to play in that, in us becoming
absolutely.
our own person, right? And so now you are also, you professionally support people in their own life journeys, and psychospirituals. I know that physically, emotionally, psychologically, in so many different aspects, spiritual,
Yeah,
relational
yeah,
aspects, you support people in their own journey of claiming their lives and their authenticity, their true
yeah,
selves. And
absolutely.
what role does no play? What usually when you work with clients, what obstacles do you see in people, um, that why are they not able to say a no, and or or
Mm.
do you just, yeah, how do you see this when you're working with clients, and
Yeah,
how does
yeah.
this show up in people's lives?
Mm. So when I'm working with clients, um, the first no shows up when, as a coach, I ask powerful questions.
Yeah,
So when I'm questioning, and I'm not questioning for the heck of it, I want them to see something that I'm seeing, but they are not able to
right,
see. And
right,
mostly it's in the space of beliefs,
right,
and those rooted beliefs which are
right,
actually disempowering, but they have not seen it.
right.
So when I ask those questions, first is they shut. I mean, I can actually see the body. It's like,
Yeah,
I mean, no, no to them, in the sense,
right.
I mean, what a weird question. And then when I do bring up the topic on boundaries, and
Yeah,
boundaries is normally the space I enter, because that's also been the struggle. And it's not
yeah,
just with women, it's with men as well, because I work with
yeah,
both.
yeah,
And I work normally these days, who I'm working with is ambitious corporate professionals who
yeah,
are in this high flying mission to achieve wherever, but
yeah,
have eroded their well being in the process.
yeah,
And when I really demystify and look at their journey, the no has a very important role to play.
yeah,
And why, when I go further, why does no have a role to play? It's about the inner child traumas, the wounded childhood,
yeah,
all those we see in the therapy world,
yeah,
which have really not allowed our energies to blossom and go forward. Those
yeah,
play an important role. Until we are in that trauma, until it's in our body, we haven't internalized it, and we don't
yeah,
know.
yeah,
So even if I throw light on it, it's very hard to crack because it's so much like this.
yeah,
It's really wound up. So and that's why it takes a long time. To work on a skill is on other skills is very easy, but to
yeah,
work on these beliefs and then to work on the inner children, and
yeah,
release them and then help the clients to move forward. And although
yeah,
he's a corporate client who's a big shot and who has a great name and designation outside,
right.
but how these things pull and disempower is a very interesting journey to see, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, the inner child lives in all of us, so would you,
Absolutely.
I would, just for you to state it for people who are listening who might not know, could you give an example of some beliefs that restrict, and these beliefs are connected to our own safety, as a
Yeah.
child, maybe we hung on to them to be safe, and to be loved, to be seen, to be acknowledged. But as we grow up, then they become part of our identity. Would you like
Yes.
to, I mean, share some of the beliefs that you see that
Yeah. Sure.
strangle the news? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So, one of the belief is I need to do it at any cost. I need to do a particular job at any cost. Yeah.
yeah,
And parallelly, the person is holding a guilt that, uh, but I'm not giving time to my 8-year-old child.
right, right.
So, I'm not able to say a no to my company or my boss,
Yeah,
and put a stop to it.
yeah,
And when we go deeper, it's really about, uh, I feel I will lose my job if I
yeah,
say a no.
right.
And when you go one level deeper, it's something that has happened in my childhood where I have
Right.
said something like a no, not even a no, something like
Yeah,
a no, a flavor of a no, and I've lost something or not got it. So in
yeah,
that moment, the child has made a decision that if I say a no, I lose it.
right.
And that's a seed that has sowed in the canvas of the consciousness.
Yeah,
And then that seed has been watered by even slight such similar situations, and now it's an
right,
oak tree.
right.
So that oak tree is so. I'm just speaking metaphorically, Rekha.
Yes, yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
So it has grown so big, that belief that if I say no, I will lose. So
right.
now, if the person is in a very senior position, and today, especially COVID, after COVID,
Yeah,
it has been very difficult for corporate professionals,
yeah,
because they're always living in this fear that what will
yeah,
happen to me? Is my job safe? I have my lifestyle developed, I mean, created on this money that comes in. So will I lose my job? So do everything and anything it takes. But I also have a family. I also want a vacation. I also want leisure. Now they are not able to relax. If they
right,
relax for even half an hour, they start feeling guilty that, oh
right,
my God, I'm wasting time. And this is an endless cycle. So well-being is eroded, completely
yeah,
well-being is eroded. There is
right,
no time and space to recharge the battery.
right.
And there's a lot of fatigue, a lot of stress, um, uh, and ailments really coming in. So anxiety, skin ailments increasing, hypertension increasing,
So,
and
and digestion issues and
digestion issues. Yes, I see
yeah,
digestion issues increasing. So I see physical manifestation, and I know for a fact physical is last. It manifests last there.
right,
So we know it's psychosomatic, and
yeah,
and not everybody is okay with therapy or coaching as well. So
right.
then it just stays in the system, and it is so dangerous.
Very true. Yeah. And yeah, and when that sentence that you said, no, like I have to do everything. How do I say no? And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I also hear that as so I wanted to bring that next aspect of the yes mind. So I have to say yes to everything. The saying
yeah.
yes, saying yes, and that distinction between my boundary and the yes. Because the yes mind has got such a huge space in the world, for men and for, I mean, for everyone. Everyone is seen. If you say no, suddenly you stand out. I mean, it's like just in everything today, and you can see there's so much. So just that, just for the people who are hearing, if is it possible for us to also make that distinction for people, like the no is not standing against the yes
Again,
mind, right? The no is supporting, so that your true yes mind, that is for you, and
exactly.
that can also emerge. So many times
Uh,
people say no means, oh my god, it becomes like the the so
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, so that's and what tools do you use for people to access this gateway
Yeah,
of claiming
yeah,
no's?
yeah. So just to share about what the yes and the no,
Yes,
um,
yeah,
and I think I wanted to bring this in. Suddenly it struck me. So one of the statements that my coach in my coaching session told me, when you, and I've heard it before also, when you say a yes to others, you are saying a no to yourself. I have heard it from n number of people, but only last year I got it. So I think I've been hearing it. I'm a self worker for almost 2 decades. So I've heard this, but it's not that I got it. I mean, it's a great sentence and I would really quote it also, but it was lip service. So, and then I understood that I have 24 hours. 24 hours means 7, 8 hours I need to sleep. And then I have this many hours of sadhana and these many hours at work. And if I'm going to, if this time, 7:30 to 8:30, let's say I'm with Rekha Guru, and at this time somebody says, I want a session, or I want to have a conversation with you, and I say yes, I am losing this opportunity to be with you and be with so many people who are watching this. So it's simple as that. My time is limited, and in that limited time, I choose. It's my choice to what to say yes to and what to say no to. And I'm choosing it in alignment with my life purpose, with my core values, with an anchor. It's not mindless. I woke up on the right side of bed and therefore, I say yes to this person and no to that person. So yes and no are actually two sides of the same coin. And also there is a yes and a no and another framework is the inner and the outer. If I'm saying yes to the outer, then that way. So the inner and the outer, and yes and a no. And experientially for me, I understand things when I bring it in my body. Otherwise, it's a concept in my head, and we all read so many concepts. So in my eurythmy, I'm practicing this beautiful movement form called eurythmy by Dr. Rudolf Steiner, and I've been a practitioner for the last 5 years. And most of my learning, most of my grounding and rooting comes from that practice. And because I'm sincerely doing it, it comes really rooted from there. And there, yes and no they call it a soul exercise. So, there is a way we do a yes, and there is a way we do a no. So, and the yes and the no starts from the ground to my soles up to my head. So it's a whole body experience. And we alternate it. We do the yes and then the no. Yes and then the no. Yes is with the right, no is with the left. So we keep alternating it. And I have been doing this for a lot of time. In fact, whole of last year, I have done it every single day. So for me, this exercise really, really helps to do the yes and the no. And so for me, it's not just a no or just a yes. They are together. They come together. They're two poles. And I'm not removing the yes or the no. They both exist in my life. But I'm also looking at, I would say no if it's not in alignment with my core values. So, so that's one thing, one exercise that has really helped me. The second exercise that has helped me with the yes and no is clarifying my life purpose, my core values, and my natural gifts and talents. So let me explain it. And for me, it's like a tree. My core values are my roots. So if something is not in alignment with my core values, I feel like a fish out of water. My environment is taken away from me. Like a fish, its environment is water. My water is taken away. And that's a no. That's clearly a no. Which means every day I sleep and I ask myself, have I lived in alignment with my core values? If the answer is yes, which means I have lived it. And if it's no, then I'll strive to live. And then core purpose. My core purpose, I am very clear. It's right in front of me. I look at it every day. It's like a meditation for me. And have I lived my core purpose? Or is this opportunity in line with my core purpose? Or is this statement in line with my core purpose? So today, if I'm here, it's in alignment with my core purpose, which is why I'm here and I'm ready to spend this time. I'm eager. So, and this is one more very important way I realized. The third one is natural gifts and talent. If something I'm engaging in comes very naturally to you, it's a yes. To me, it's a yes.
Yeah.
If I have to
Yeah.
strive too hard, then it's a mask I'm putting on. I don't need it.
Right.
And because I don't need it, I don't say yes to it.
Yeah.
And with clients, all the clients I take up right now, this is the first session I do with them. It's a 2.5 hour to 3 hour session, and I don't take any shortcuts. This is the anchor session. I call it the foundation session. And once this is done, all other sessions are in alignment with this. So I have found that the clients I'm working with now, this has helped. And then I've created a meditation around it, a visualization around it, so that every day we are anchored
Yeah.
on our core life purpose, values, life purpose, and gifts. So this has also helped me a lot.
Yeah, and that's so powerful, Deepa. Thank you so much for sharing that. Because I mean, I feel like we are some of those very rare people in the world who get to do what we absolutely love. We wake up in the morning, and what we do is, it feeds our soul. And so
Yes,
it's for many, it's not like that. You're waiting for that
yes,
day when you actually your purpose and everything can align, right?
correct.
And so in a way, what I'm saying is that I think your no also supports you. I think the journey of even being able to say no also supports you in moving towards really claiming your purpose. I'm hearing that
Ex-
as you're saying that, because
Exactly.
yeah, if I look at my own life, it's when I said truly no, for it was the most difficult things, like everything had to collapse literally for me
Yes,
to find
yes,
my own way back into my life, and to really all that you're talking about, finding what's most important to me, what is integral to me,
yes,
what are my core values, what's my purpose, and how do you walk that, in alignment with that. And
yes,
that also requires a lot of inner work, like how you said,
yes,
you just don't wake up on the left side of the
yeah,
bed and you get up and you just move, right? It's and it requires, I feel, so much more of an awareness, a mindfulness of moving through
yes, yes.
life, isn't it? Right? It's
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I had made this diary at the start of the year. I'm not able to find it. I had said the three words. The mantra is clarity, compassion, and courage.
yeah,
Because जब clarity है and there is courage, you know,
yeah,
I can just throw the world upside down. So that
right,
then I need the quality of the heart. I need compassion to self and say, okay, I'm
right,
finding it difficult. It's okay.
yeah,
I don't need to rush. The clarity itself is a great movement. So
right,
these three words somehow has been my guiding image: clarity,
yeah,
compassion, and courage.
courage, yeah,
Yeah, and courage. And also the other, just remembering that throughout this year, I have been engaged in the practice of mandalas.
yeah,
And I just was very, very lucky to attract this beautiful teacher, beautiful soul, who teaches mandalas from the spirit. How can I draw mandalas from the spirit, from deep inside? And I just loved. I in fact submitted myself to the process. So and more I started engaging in that process. I realized that what was I doing is I was finding my center and at the same time moving to the periphery.
yeah,
And then from the periphery, I had the courage to come back to the center if I've lost myself, and then go again to the periphery. So, in this whole dance of the center and the periphery, I also figured that, there's a possibility. So, a yes and a no. I mean, I'm just contextualizing in this yes and a no,
yeah, no,
but I think this
yeah,
is the play of life. And
yeah,
I just engage now in mandala, like, and when the way he taught us is that every stroke I draw is with my breath,
yeah,
with the in breath and the out breath. So literally it's a drawing pranayama. So if I'm engaged for half an hour, then I am breathing. So I would do my kriya in the morning, And then if I'm engaged in 30 minutes in a mandala, then it's another 30 minutes, which is like a bonus. So imagine, Rekha, ki 1.5 hours of plain simple breathing. You see how much of toxins are flushed out and how much of energy is coming in. And I think that's also one of the thing, breath, connecting with the breath so deeply as never ever before. So this has also played a very vital role in breathing, in the yes and a no, and staying in the center, and then going to the periphery, and then coming back into the center. Being in the periphery, aware of the center. That also.
Thank you so much for bringing this, the periphery and the center, because I think on Sunday I posted, because I was beginning to feel that people are getting confused about the no and the yes, and that, because no has almost is seen as a villain or a vamp, that's the designation usually given to a no. And so whereas, because no is also can be harmful if we are saying no a lot. So what are we saying no to, is also very, very important, and so for me that I created an image, where the mind and the heart, the king and the queen, and both are yes, the yes mind and the yes of the heart. Those spaces have to be free of the no. Those are not the living places of the no. No rests in the periphery. No are those
in
warriors.
Yes.
They are the warriors that are walking around. But if the warriors take over the kingdom, then your inner critique in the mind takes over your yes mind. And then your heart, the queen is, it's checkmate, and the queen cannot. The queen, the heart is the queen. And the yes mind is in service to the queen, and the no warriors are in service to them. But the yes is still commanding the direction of the no. So that is, where is the no coming from? It's not coming out of frustration. I mean, you may begin there, but then you have to do your own work to see where is this emotion. Like you're saying no is you're not saying no to the person, or you are actually saying yes to yourself. For me, that's the distinction. Who are you saying? When you say a no, it's about, it has to be about me. So then, I don't project it on you and blame you for it's not you, but that distinction also. And is so yeah, I put an alarm so that that so we end exactly. So you have that. I know you have a engagement at 8:30, and so what would be for someone who wants to begin this journey of saying no? And sometimes and for those who are listening, I would definitely say that when you begin to say no, your environment shifts. There could be, I mean, I don't know if that happens to you. For me, the minute I started, your circle of people that shifts, a lot of things shift the minute you start claiming it. Actually, you really start seeing who really knew you.
Absolutely.
Who really could hold space for you. You really begin to see that when you start saying no. So it can cause a huge shift in your living environment and your safety and everything. So it's also needs to be given its time, I feel. Everyone has to find their own momentum, so what for coach, a life coach, and a therapist, how would you invite people to explore this journey for themselves? What would you like to say about that? And how can somebody begin this journey?
So if somebody is watching this, the journey has begun. And those who have not watched it or have not come across it, the journey has not begun for them. So as a coach, I would not begin the journey for them. If they want to begin the journey, one of the things that helped me is that I made a tracker for myself. I would do it for everything. And I had made an emotion tracker, thought tracker, and also a no tracker. I used to record in Excel how many times I said yes outside when I didn't want to say yes inside. So I track this inner outer incongruence and inauthenticity. Then at night, I would write down. I mean, I think there is no other way than hard work and knowing your own self. So I used to write this down and then reflect. So I could find patterns of which circumstances, which people. And one theme I found out that I am very insecure with these people. I feel like I lose them or I'll not be in touch with them, something like that. And then I ask myself, is this real? Is this real? What I'm thinking, is it real? And most often the answer, two answers came. The people who are really important to me, the answer is no, it's not real. Second was maybe it's real. So maybe means these people are not belonging to my life. And it was very interesting journey. Now when you're asking, oh, I'm thinking, oh my God, मैंने इतना काम किया है. I've done a lot of work. So this maybe
it's good for people to know that, this is not like मैं आज से कल से मैं no बोलना शुरू कर दूंगी. It doesn't, it doesn't happen like that. It's a whole lot of work.
Yeah. So then I mean, these maybe are people who are very close to me at that point in time. So, but then, it was not very sudden. It was an awareness. This, I'm not saying it was overnight. It was over a period of time. And I would even say it was 8, 9, 1 year, 8 months, 9 months, 1 year, I'm talking about. Some of them more than that. Then I also realized there was one more category of people I say no to because I don't know what else to say. And I was feeling these people are people who I take them for granted and they are the closest to me. So I had to literally rejig my relationship jigsaw puzzle. And it was a choice.
Your no. I'm just to clarify, because they take your no,
Exactly. They were not even in the insecure zone, but they were in the no zone. So I'm sure. I mean,
just to sorry, Deepa, I'm just saying that for people if they're listening, to be mindful of that, because we sometimes, for that person's patience can also run out because they keep taking our no's because they love us. Those are also areas, that too. And you're going there, so I want you to continue. You're talking about that. It's very powerful.
And I lost also. Actually, what you're saying, it's a bang on, because how much can they take this? Even it's a very close relationship. And, and like you said, when all good things start, it has to come crumbling down. No, it has to fall. That happened to me. And that's when I realized the value of these relationships, where I said no, but they were most important to me. And where I said yes, but actually they are not so important. So my own awareness and this kind of hard work, writing it down, literally tracking, and a simple Excel tracker is what I had. And I realized which relationships are important. What do I say? Whom do I say yes to? What do I say yes to? Where it's really, when I say no, it's about me. You said no. That's exactly the principle I followed. So what's going here when I say a yes or a no? I always brought the mirror in. I always brought the check-in in. And that was my yard.
I think I don't know if Deepa's network suddenly slowed down. I'm just looking at my own network, and I think I have network. So let's see if Deepa joins back. Okay, I think I'm just going to get Deepa in. We lost. She's right here. Let me check again. Yeah, I
Sorry,
think
I got
no.
disconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
yeah, so you were talking about
Yeah, the tracker. And so
yes,
this enabled me to build my muscle. First of all, my awareness. So I think these three steps I followed: knowledge. I
yeah,
developed knowledge with this tracker as to
yeah,
what is emerging in my life. And then I had to make a choice. The second one, the knowledge, when I'm saying then, it was attitude. Am I really going to lose? So I had to
yeah,
literally change my belief. No, I'm not going to lose them.
right,
They're only going to
yeah,
come closer to me. And those who I have to lose, it's like the weeding process. Chalni hota hai na? What is not
correct,
needed will go away. And that's
right,
what happened actually. And finally, the skill. And skill is about practicing. And I developed
yeah,
the muscle. I practiced and practiced and practiced. And I said no. Today, it's replaced. I won't lose
yeah,
anyone. I'm not losing anyone. And in
yeah,
fact, I think I'm gaining more and more. I'm getting more and more love and
yeah,
support from people
yeah,
who matter because I am authentic. What I'm inside, I'm outside. I don't need to act. There are no masks. And I'm truthful to myself. I sleep well
yeah,
and I wake up fresh. So that's all. And so overall, all aspects of my well-being are taken care of. And I really feel, today I feel Poorna Well-Being. And Poorna Well-Being is the
yeah,
name of my institution. But very early I realized that it's not just the name of the institution. It's my mission. It's my purpose for myself.
yeah,
And now I'm living it, I feel. Now I'm ready to share it also.
yeah. And thank you so much for sharing it with us here and
Yeah.
on on this live. And it was, I mean, you shared so fully, Deepa, and I'm so immensely grateful. This is such a phenomenal way to kickstart these, and the amount, the tips that you gave, very concrete. And I hope those who listen, and that they follow that, literally tracking yourself. There's so that it's not a figment of your imagination, but you can really look at it, and it's a reality check of who we are and what we do. And so yeah, so is there anything else that, or shall we move into our closing for today? And are there is there anyone there who has a question, or you can share a question later? And I think you have been so succinct. You have given such amazing tips, and I
Yeah.
feel those who watch, if even if even if a little bit of this, if we can bring to practice,
Yeah.
we will start discovering our own self. And I think in that process we can know where the no stands. And I think it's a journey of discovery for everybody, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we are uh, coming to a close of a call, and I know that you also have. It's almost 8:30, so I'll also
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
you go. And
Sure.
yeah, and thank you so much, Deepa.
Thank you.
Yeah, so immensely grateful. It was such a juicy conversation, and yeah, and I my best wishes to Poorna Well-Being.
Thank
And
you.
I hope people are also inspired to, move through Poorna Well-Being if they begin their journey of no. And, they can explore various ways and tools and methods and practices with you,
Yeah.
to also strengthen and reclaim their no and stand in their yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
best wishes to you
Stand
all.
in their magnificence and stand in their
Yeah.
radiance. And yeah,
Yeah.
and that's my wish, that we are all so radiant and magnificent that even if we know 1% of that,
Yeah.
the sun would be happy that it has competition. There will be
Right.
so much light all
Right.
around.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah. Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much,
Thank you.
Deepa. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
evening. And,
Thank you. Thank
Take
you.
good care. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm so glad this got kick-started through you.
Absolutely
I'm
super.
just so excited. Yeah. So
Beautiful.
Poorna
Thank
Well-Being, this saying no, the art of saying no to invite holistic well-being.
you. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the
Absolutely.
blessing today for
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Deepa.
Bye.
So I think bye-bye. So you can log out.
Okay.
I think that
Yes.
cross, if you click,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you see a
That's correct.
cross?
All
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
that should support you. So yeah. So yes, friends. So today we had a beautiful conversation with Deepa Mahesh, founder of Poorna Well Being, and we explored how to develop the art of saying no to claim holistic well being. And Deepa shared such phenomenal, very concrete, concise, clear, direct practices that you can start exploring and seeing. Are you living that life you're here to live? When you say a yes, is that coming from complete integration within, or there is a yes outside and there is a no inside? And how do you begin that journey? So if you're listening this, I invite you into that exploration, and that will open up a new path that will lead to you. And on that note, uh, I close today's call, and tomorrow our timings is going to be a little different. We're going to do this call at 11 a.m. in the morning, and it's going to be about how can no be part of our self-care practice. Self-care is so big today, and we usually, when people think of self-care, they're only thinking about the body and massage and candles lit and a spa day. But self-care is so much more, and we are going to explore tomorrow with Reshma Kurup. uh, how can we develop the art of saying no as a self-care practice? And she's also going to share with us her own journey of claiming her no, and how she arrived at the work that she's doing today, and what role did no play in her own journey. So see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and take good care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Blessed be.